You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one, so I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on the surface, but I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and it gave me some, like, defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
Ready? Play.
I want one more thing from you, Francisca. Can you look at the camera, and I want you to say, I am Francisco Jorge, and I am a friend of the show. Can you try it?
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend. Wait.
Go. It's okay.
I'm Francisca Jorge, and I'm a fan of the show.
One more time. Can you say, I'm a friend of the show?
Friend.
Like amigo.
Friend.
A friend. So, because we joke, we have players come on all the time, they have no idea, but after they've been on, we say, oh, Yelena Ostapenko is a friend of the show. She has no idea. But so if we get you to say, I am Francisca Jorge, or how you say your name, and
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect. Thanks, man. Just want you to do me one more thing. I want you to hold the microphone. I want you to look in the... Don't be nervous. I mean, listen, you've just beaten Yelena Ostapenko.
I'm not nervous.
No, you shouldn't be. If you can beat Ostapenko twice in one day, you can do this for sure. I want you to look at the camera and just say, hi, my name is, say your name, and then say, and I'm a friend of the show.
Friend of the show?
Yeah?
Okay. Hi, my name is Susan, and I'm a friend of the show.
Say your whole name for me. That's the only thing. I want
Sorry.
Surname too. No, you're doing great.
You're cutting, huh?
Yeah, I'll cut it up. Don't worry. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Cool. Thank you very much, Susan.
You're welcome.
Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
And I will tag you on Instagram, and you can reject. I do have one more tiny thing, which is I want you to look into the camera.
Yeah.
I want you to say your name.
Yes.
And I want you to say, I am a friend of the show.
I'm a friend of the show. Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Ready? Play.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Talking Tennis. I'm very, very pleased to be back, and I'm very excited to be watching a night match at Madrid, and I'm watching Coco Gauff against Dayana Yastremska, the two Australian Open semi-finalists from 2024, the losing semi-finalists. As you can see, they've never played before, and this is going to be quite interesting, as it's going to be very much a contrast of styles. Coco Gauff's defense has been shown to frustrate the biggest hitters out there, including the likes of Arina Sabalenka, as shown in that US Open final. But Dayana Yastremska has also shown that when she's on, she can hit anyone off the court. And that's how she got to that Australian Open semi-final, where maybe she'd been a little bit more on it, she might have reached the final. But that's sort of all ifs, buts, and maybes. One of the things I'm most excited about today is that not only are we going to get to talk about this match with all of you watching, and please get in the comments and let us know what you think about the match, any questions you might have. You guys are the commentators as much as I am, even though I'm on the one on camera and I'm the one that you can hear. I want to have a conversation with you as well, because we are talking tennis. We will have Isabel on in about half an hour or so, 20 minutes, as the match is underway. But I'm very excited also to talk about all the other tennis news stories from the day, such as Alizé Cornet announcing she will retire after Roland Garros. No big surprise there. We knew there was an announcement coming earlier today, and we did wonder whether this would be it. It seemed to be the most likely scenario. Long career, very arguably successful career, but that's maybe something we can talk about in more detail. But also, Rafael Nadal winning in Madrid against Alex de Minaur. Who'd have thunk it? Now, there's some great, there's a great video that you should check out after this match of John Vunch and Tom breaking down that result. But feel free to throw anything at me, and we can talk about it here. We can talk about Ons Jabeur finally winning back-to-back matches for the first time in 2024. As Gauff's underway and serves an unreturnable serve so it's a good start for the American, 15-love. Other results from today, Iga Swiatek cruising through. Daniel Medvedev won a match on clay. Is that a particularly big story anymore? Yannick Sinner cruising through as well? Or maybe we should be talking about the fact we've got Jakub Menšik having a real battle with Grigor Dimitrov right now on one of the other courts. Jake, good to see you as always. I am very excited to have you alongside, so you would love to hear your insights if you are also watching this match. Great insight, great forehand up the line from Yastremska. That's the power we're talking about, 15 all. And she's showing herself already to be very, very much in this match. Huge forehand from the Ukrainian. Gauff's been looking good this tournament. Served a double bagel. First time in her main tour career against Arantxa Rus, who was possibly injured. She was due to play doubles with Leylah Fernandez, and then they pulled out. No evidence confirming that, but that would be the thought. Maybe that's what the problem was. As Gauff gets that point for 30-15. But yes, Gauff looking very good. And for someone who doesn't have the same reputation for blasting her way through opponents, steamrolling, if you will, that was actually a really, really good that was a really statement win from Coco Gauff, saying, "Yeah, I can bagel my opponents. Don't underestimate my ability to do that." Like Elena Iga, Gilbert Fernandez. I caught up some of the highlights of that match. That was a very fun match. I watched the first set before I had to go out. Came back, watched some highlights. It was a wonderfully dynamic match going on, by the way. Highly, which was really good fun. Yeah, I think most people would have been switching to ref. As Gauff wraps up that opening service game to 15. Still a pretty strong start on serve. Yastremska's going to have to bring the level to challenge the number 3 seed, who could go to world number 2, depending on the outcome of this tournament. There's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes. So this is the scenarios broadly. If Aryna Sabalenka fails to make the quarterfinals, she will fall behind Coco Gauff in the rankings. If Aryna Sabalenka makes the quarterfinals, Coco Gauff needs to reach at least the last 16 to stay ahead of her. And then it's going to be a race to see who gets further in the tournament. Elena Rybakina actually has a mathematical chance of making world number 2, unless Coco Gauff wins this match. If Coco Gauff wins this match, that eliminates all mathematical possibilities of Elena Rybakina becoming world number 2 after Madrid, where she'd be very likely to lose it anyway, given how many points she's defending in Rome. But that's something to be aware of, is, you know, Coco Gauff, who arguably, since, if you take sort of the, if you imagine sort of the start of the season maybe being after Wimbledon last year, the only person who's won more tennis matches than her is Iga Świątek. Only person who's lost more tennis matches is Iga Świątek. Rybakina's on a similar rate to Gauff, but with just slightly fewer wins. As Gauff's got the opening point on this Yastremska service game. Yastremska trying to make sure she gets underway. Wow. Forehand from Gauff to the forehand of Yastremska cross court. Gauff goes to Yastremska forehand, still chasing it cross court, and Yastremska goes long with that forehand. And we're at love 30, and the Ukrainian's already in trouble. Gauff being a little bit too solid, and Yastremska, her style, very like other big hitters on the tour, is very prone to making errors. You know, it's great when everything's clicking and everything's going in, but you're more likely to miss with that kind of power, without an element of control. And that's first serve is also missed from Dayana Yastremska, giving Gauff a second serve to look at, and Gauff's return should not be underestimated here. Second serve, and it's double fault from Dayana Yastremska. Love 40. 7 points played, 8 points played, 5 of them won by Gauff. 7 of them won by Gauff. 8 points played, 7 of them won by Gauff. Break point here. Can Gauff break to love? First serve is long. She's got a good chance of doing that. Love 40. Can see we're getting some questions in the chat. I'll come back to them. Backhand from Gauff to the Yastremska forehand inside out. Yastremska's going to try and go up the middle of the court. Cross court from Gauff. Forehand from Yastremska's into the net, because that forehand from Gauff was actually really tricky. The spin kicking it almost out of Yastremska's range, and Yastremska couldn't properly swing through it, and Gauff has already got the break. 2-love. Gauff has now officially won 14 consecutive games in Madrid and has not dropped one yet. Are we going to be now? This is the kind of commentator's curse where she could immediately get broken here, and that just immediately goes out the window. As you can see, by the way, we are 9 away from 8,000 subscribers. This is huge for us on our journey. Almost as huge as that forehand from Dayana Yastremska on the return, going up the line for a clean winner. She's still going to be very much in the running. Hello, Nerlan, and hello, Shwana as well. I am seeing questions in the chat, and I don't know if I've addressed them, but the backhand of Gauff to the backhand of Yastremska, out. 15 all. So, okay, Yastremska trying to steel herself, preparing for this next service game from Coco Gauff, who is going to be very happy if she's stabilizing things in Madrid. The current world number 3 goes. Great body serve on the first serve, and then goes backhand cross court to Yastremska. Backhand is long. Again, really awkward placement. Yastremska very off balance as the ball was very close to her when she tried to make the strike, and it's 30-15. Only 6 minutes on the clock. And yet it's still, and Gauff has very much had the much better start straight away. First serve into the net from Coco Gauff. Second serve. Into the net, double fault, 30-all. Not ideal for the American at all. At all. I'm probably going to address questions at the change of ends for those wondering, but I think we need to keep an eye and make sure that Gauff gets through this game. Looking forward to having Isabel on ice. Great, as that first set from Gauff is long, just didn't miss by much. I thought it looked good, but clearly it wasn't very, clearly it was just out. Oh, and Gauff's ball toss is a little bit wayward. She has to reach back and catch it. It was too far to the left, maybe being caught by the wind. Goes really short the second serve. Yastremska massively overhits the return, and it's 40-30. Yastremska saw the short ball kicking up, really went for the forehand, and it was well in the tram line. 40-30. Gauff, 1 point away from making this a 3-love lead in less than 10 minutes. Going to keep counting how many games Gauff can get here. Unreturnable serve, again, body. Yastremska found that really awkward, and that is now officially 15 consecutive games in Madrid from Coco Gauff. Here we go. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So Sean is asking, do I think Ons is returning to form? Bit soon to say, I think. I need to see a quarterfinal run from her, I think. And maybe I need to see it in like separate tournaments, but certainly hopeful signs after that really tight win against Fernandez, which was a really, really good match. Nerlan, I have never had Shisha. Shauna, Coco could keep the number 2 ranking until the US Open series. Yeah, in theory. In theory, I think it's going to depend on how Rybakina and Sabalenka perform. Obviously, Sabalenka's got quite a few points to defend, but actually after Rome, Rybakina doesn't have a load. Like, not that much in the grand scheme of things. She's got a 3rd round at the French, a last 16 in Berlin, I think. That was where she lost to Vekic, if I remember right. And then quarterfinals in Wimbledon, and then so I think it really depends on Rybakina. If Rybakina, say, wins Wimbledon or even the French, different story. So yeah, in theory she could. Because Coco doesn't have a lot of points to defend either, but I think it's going to make it a close race for the number 2 ranking. And Coco's not even there yet. If Coco goes out, Sabalenka could retain the ranking by making the quarterfinals, and Rybakina could do it by winning the title in Madrid. Huge forehand that's very, very wayward from Dayana Yastremska, and it's love 15 already, and she's already hit 7 forehand unforced errors. Gauff doesn't get that return in there, and it's 15-all. And everyone keeps on going on about the Gauff forehand and its weaknesses, but right now the Yastremska forehand is definitely prone to misfiring. Yastremska's going to go to the Gauff forehand cross court. Yastremska goes up the line. Backhand just short from Gauff. Now Yastremska's trying to dictate, but Gauff's running everything down. Very neutral. Yastremska's keeping everything neutral. Gauff tries to redirect for an inside out forehand and misses it, and it's 30-15. Is Gauff's run of games going to come to an end here? Yastremska 2 points away from holding. Big, big result coming up. Coco Gauff is returning the Yastremska serve. They're trading backhands at the minute. The backhand, obviously, the more dangerous side for Gauff. Forehand is doesn't need to be good from Gauff because the Yastremska shot was long over the baseline. It's 30-all. All very, very tight from the Ukrainian, who knows that she can't give Gauff too much more of an advantage here. Tries to go up the tee with the first 7, goes long. And it feels like Yastremska is going a little bit too big on some of these shots right now. Gauff staying mostly fairly solid, doing enough. Backhand and play from Gauff. Great backhand up the line. And Yastremska tries to go up the line with the backhand and puts in the net 30-40. And she's already looking very frustrated because she's break point down. And Gauff has an opportunity for a double break already. I find it highly unlikely this match will be done by the time Isabel gets here, but it could be halfway through. Serve from Yastremska. Gauff, forehand, looped and inside the baseline. Now cross court from Gauff on the forehand. And Yastremska goes long for love Gauff. That is crazy. Again, under pressure. Gauff forcing Yastremska to play one more shot. And yet again, Yastremska overhitting. 16 consecutive games in Madrid now for Coco Gauff. 12 minutes on the clock. And Yastremska was already getting ready to receive, trying to move on, trying to keep herself active, trying to keep herself focused, not worried too much about falling behind. Gauff's got to keep focused if she wants to try and run away with this match. Goes, first serve is long, so she's going to have to reach into her pocket for another ball and take us on the second serve as the ball kid clears the court, having picked up that loose ball. Now Gauff goes up the line. Backhand in play. No, backhand from Yastremska is way over the baseline. It's 15 love. Nurlan, I think you might actually be right on this one. 6-1, 6-1. Maybe that's not ambitious enough for Gauff. Let's see how she does. She's at 15 love here. Goes long on the first serve. The Gauff serve obviously prone to double faults in recent times. Let's see if she can avoid that here. Second serve, really short. Forehand from Yastremska, pressures the Gauff backhand, goes cross court. Now Gauff's got a forehand of Yastremska backhand. Gauff's forehand's looped over the baseline. It's 15 all. Again, the Gauff forehand under a little bit of pressure from a very deep backhand from Yastremska. Gauff bouncing the ball here. Getting ready to go. Again, looking like we've got some good comments I want to address at the change of ends as we get Yastremska trying to return the Gauff serve. And again, the body serve is working really well for Gauff because Yastremska can't swing through the shot and she's overdoing it. And again, making the ball a little bit too close to the Ukrainians, actually working really, really well. She isn't necessarily moving around to get herself in the right position to try and at least make it back. She's trying to be as aggressive as possible. That's a great return from Yastremska off the first serve from Gauff. Backhand Yastremska is long and it's 40-15. Again, overhit. It's overhit on the forehand and the backhand from Yastremska. Gauff, all she has to do is play and wait for the error. 40-15 for the American. In their fluorescent New Balance kit with the black skirt. Goes body serve again, and that works well. 5 love Gauff in this set. We're up to 17 consecutive games in Madrid for Coco Gauff. And we've barely, what's the match clock? 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes and the first set's almost done. Maybe, unless something, let's just Yastremska mounts a comeback, which, let's face it, she should... what's the word I'm looking for? I think, yeah, if she raised the level a bit, she should be able to challenge Gauff and maybe shake her up a bit, because at the minute she's having a little bit too easy right now. Sabalenka, according to Shauna, was lucky in the Lynette match. I didn't see all of it. I had stuff at work I needed to look at, but I definitely thought that Lynette was testing her, and Sabalenka again looking a bit patchy in Madrid. Gauff, has she been to a Madrid final before? No, she's never had been to a Madrid final before. Since Gauff came on the scene in 2019 when she broke out at Wimbledon. There wasn't a Madrid in 2020, apart unless you count the computer game. The computer game tournament they had. The 2021 Madrid final was Sabalenka beating Barty. The 2022 final was Jabeur beating Pegula, and the 2023 final was Sabalenka beating Świątek. Everyone complaining about the quality of the match in the chat. I can see why. We had this marked down as a potentially interesting encounter, but so far, Gauff very much in control. as the first serve is long. Second serve to the forehand of Gauff. Backhand, Yastremska clips the net. Gauff's having to run down to get the dead net caught, and Yastremska passes her. She's going to need that kind of luck. Hey, we've got a subscriber. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Hopefully you will. Hopefully you're going to enjoy all the content we're bringing you as we bring you more live commentaries from Madrid and plenty of behind-the-scenes press conferences, interviews from the tournaments that we are live on the ground covering. Stay tuned for more updates across the next couple of weeks to see where we end up being. First serve from Yastremska to the backhand cross court from Gauff. Backhand Yastremska to the backhand of Gauff. Oh, that's too good. Hit into space, inside out, 15 all. Yastremska didn't even run for it, to be honest. Very well placed from Coco Gauff. Yastremska serves backhand from Gauff to the backhand of Yastremska inside out. Gauff's having to chase that one down, and Yastremska picks up the forehand from mid-court, kind of swing volley right for the middle of the court and hits the winner 30-15. She's 2 points away from getting Nerline closer to his prediction of a 6-1 first set. Yastremska clad in black with sort of white trims in the dress. Black backhand to the Gauff backhand, which is then attacked by Yastremska backhand cross court. They're still trading cross court. Yastremska to a direction. Cross court forehand from Gauff. Again, wonderfully placed. Really awkward. Lands in the corner of the court. Yastremska can't pick it up, trying to run to the forehand side. Puts it in the tram line. It's 30 all. Coco Gauff, 30 all. 2 points away from a bagel. First serve out wide from Yastremska, which Gauff returns. Now she's going to go for the forehand cross court. Yastremska tries to run it down, dubs it in the net. Again, running to the forehand side, trying to pick up the Gauff forehand that's kicking away from her off the clay, which is the perfect kind of shot for these kind of conditions, this kind of surface. It's working so well for Coco Gauff, who has set point at 30-40. First serve Yastremska is returned in by Gauff. It was a very safe first serve. Gauff then goes to the backhand of Yastremska from the forehand, then changes direction. Forehand Yastremska just clears the net. Forehand Gauff on the stretch. Yastremska still being forced to play the extra shot. Gauff's forehand into the net. Deuce. First set point missed. First set point missed for Coco Gauff. She had a good opportunity. Going up the line with a forehand was the right idea, but just couldn't execute it well enough to get it in play. Get it over the net. Yastremska now has a chance to get the game as she goes, oh my word. No, that was clearly a let because she stopped playing. So she's got a let on the first serve. It did look very close to the net as it was going over. I was going, oh my word, at the Gauff return, just in case it was good. Forehand from Gauff into court. Yastremska gets another net caught off the middle of the net. Great backhand from Gauff, forcing Yastremska to defend. Now Gauff's going right at Yastremska with the forehand. Yastremska gets her forehand into gear, hits a winner, and it's advantage to Ukrainian, who now has a game point. And I can see why Gauff was playing it safe, trying to draw the error, but that one, Yastremska actually moved around to hit the forehand, and once she gets it going, it's no one can deal with it. Forehand from Gauff on the return. Great return from Gauff. He then goes changing direction to the backhand of Yastremska. Now goes straight to the Yastremska forehand again. Gauff tries to accelerate through that forehand, puts it in the net, and Yastremska gets a game, and that's it. The run of games from Gauff is over. She could have got 3 consecutive bagel sets there, which I don't think even Świątek's done. I'd have to look that up, but I'm not sure she has done that. 5-1 Gauff, though. She's still got an opportunity to serve this out and get a breadstick. And bakery, her opponent. So Gauff is now serving for the set and, yeah, overwhelmingly likely to win this match. But let's see. Stranger things have happened. Much stranger things have happened. Anyone ever watch a Garbiñe-Muguruza match? Seemingly losing from a very comfortable position. Muguruza now retired, of course. Forehand dragged wide by Gauff under pressure from Yastremska, who seems to have stabilised a bit. Maybe not maybe kind of getting used to the tempo Gauff's giving her and realizing that she doesn't have to go for everything. Gauff is playing for the error because that's all she's needed to do. But can the American change things up? First serve from the American is good, but it's a very, very good return from Yastremska. Gauff forced to play a drop shot. Yastremska ran it down, but unfortunately for the Ukrainian, her attempt to finish it off is dragged wide, and it's 15-all. Gauff now 3 points away from the first set. Don't forget she had set point in the previous game on the Yastremska serve. Lovely to see Sean and Nerlan in the chat, by the way, as we go. Oh, I thought it was an ace from Gauff, but it looks like it just missed. So it's a second serve for the American. Not a busy crowd, it has to be said, although it's hard to tell. I think the front row seats are probably hard to sell at the minute. Backhand from Yastremska is really good. But Gauff seemed to stop playing there. I'm not sure what was going on. I think that might have been a let. There seems to be some kind of challenge going on. The Gauff second serve was out. It was a double fault. The Americans double faulted. Not great for Gauff, who's tried to serve this set out. I don't understand why she's tight, to be honest. 15-30. First serve is good from Gauff, and the return from Yastremska looked like it was long, but no, we're still going. Backhand from Gauff right at Yastremska, who goes for the backhand up the line. Forehand from Gauff back to the Yastremska backhand. The weakness to the weakness. Backhand to the Yastremska backhand up the line. Forehand Gauff cross court. Oh, it's just over the line. And that forehand, which was putting Yastremska in awkward positions before and just dropping in, is not doing that now. It's break back points for Yastremska to get one of these breaks back. 15-40. Is the comeback on? I've said stranger things have happened. We've seen 5-love and 5-1 comebacks before in tennis. It's not unheard of. And this is what we were saying. Yastremska stabilizing things could cause problems for Gauff, who goes, great serve, unreturnable. No hope for Yastremska picking that off. And it's 30-40. Second set point, second break point here.
Hi, Nick.
Hello. We've got a set point for Coco, who has put a first serve into the net. I'll come to you for your thoughts on the match so far. I'm going to get this point out of the way. Yeah, here we go. First serve. Oh, second serve. It's a double fault. Gauff concedes one of the breaks, try to serve the set out, and it's 5-2. I mean, to be honest, Isabel, you could have come in and this set could have been over.
I know, I was keeping an eye on it while I was out, and I figured it would be a bagel again, but maybe I jinxed it by joining.
No, you were well past the point of jinxing. I mean, Gauff had set point for a bagel, and that would have been 18 consecutive games in Madrid, which is insane.
Yeah, well, I mean, she might have to lose one or two eventually, so maybe it's not so bad.
Maybe she needs to just stem the flow here. But yeah, it's great. It's nice. I haven't been on a stream with you for ages.
Yeah. I haven't really been watching much tennis lately, although I did see Challengers last night. So I'm in a frenzy about tennis again.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. I can imagine. I've heard mostly positive things about Challengers.
It's excellent. I highly recommend.
Bear that in mind. I mean, look, let's face it, a big movie about tennis. Hopefully we'll get the sport kind of being talked about in the mainstream.
It would be nice, although part of me is also feeling like, oh, now all these people are going to get into tennis and it's not going to be niche anymore. And then everyone will be like, oh, you're probably just into that because of Challengers, and I'll have to go on a whole tirade.
I've been here
we'll
before
see.
Challengers, before it was cool.
That movie was written for me.
Do not speak of the deep magic to me. I was there when it was written. If anyone knows that reference, maybe not.
I got you.
Oh no, I know you do. You're cultured.
All right. So I'm still a few points behind as usual. Tennis Channel is not really up
Fun times.
up to date.
That's fine. We can try and react to things as they're happening. It's love 15 at the minute for Yastremska as she's trying to serve to stay in this. Forehand for Yastremska, right? The Gauff forehand who puts a defensive slice, but it goes over the baseline, so it's 15-all. But Gauff is currently back to 3 points away from the first set. I'd say currently the story of the set's been Yastremska was spraying errors. Gauff was just getting through by making her play the extra ball, and now that's stopped working. Oh, that was a wild serve from Yastremska, nowhere near the service box. Yeah, that would be, which I kind of went into this match thinking it'd be an interesting contrast of styles, but so far it's been an exhibition of what happens when one particular style doesn't work.
I see.
Depending on your view of sort of the big power casino tennis that Yastremska and Ostapenko and the like can demonstrate.
I mean, I don't have anything against that style. It's maybe not my favorite to watch, but I mean, it certainly makes for good matchup. So
it's an ace from Yastremska.
Although not in this case.
Yeah, not always. It depends if she stabilizes things. Nerlan, is that top 10 of yours your personal opinion, or is that what you think it'll be by the end of the year? Because I know there's a conversation going about Kvitova. Kvitova is currently on maternity leave and won't be back till next year at the earliest. Set point for Gauff, 30-40. So we've got Yastremska serving way long. Oh my word. This is some of the length that she's missing by it's like a couple of feet.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Gauff gets an attack on the second serve beforehand and makes the return awkward, but then it's pushed back by Yastremska. Yastremska now going for it on the backhand. Gauff runs down and hits her backhand. Backhand on the line from Yastremska. Gauff loops her forehand wide. Set point number 2 is missed out on by some great pressure play from Yastremska. Yeah, I mean, did you catch? I mean, I know you're not watching tennis, but what did you make of Gauff's double bagel against Roos? That was an unusual scoreline for her.
Yeah, I mean, I just heard about it. I didn't see the match. It is unusual for two reasons. It's unusual for her. I mean, she has I've seen her bagel before, but not a double bagel. And I think it's doubly unusual because it's on clay. Not that she doesn't have a good record on clay. I mean, she is a French Open finalist. Let's not forget. But I mean, she's not Iga. And she is an American, so it is kind of shocking to see that scoreline on a clay court for her, or for any American really. But it was cool. I'm into it. If we're gonna have kind of a showdown between Iga and Coco on clay this year, I think that would be a lot of fun.
You think Gauff's improved enough to be a match for Iga on clay now?
I don't know if she would beat her, but she's definitely maybe. She could pose a little bit of a challenge, but I don't know that she would win.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it's interesting that the match that Coco won was on a faster court rather than a slower court. But she is very comfortable on clay, and that's where her forehand can really work wonders. The backhand's gone into the net, by the way, and Gauff has, and Yastremska's now won her 3rd game in a row, and it's 5-3. Gauff's got another attempt to serve this set out.
I also think that Iga's had something of a dip this season, whereas Coco has just been improving, every week. So could be interesting.
I mean, I was saying earlier, like since sort of if you started Gauff's season from like Washington or like post Wimbledon, the post Wimbledon bit from last year, the only person who's won more matches than her is Iga. The only person who's lost fewer matches is Iga. So I think she's in there. I would say Iga's in a weird, interesting sort of like she's winning one tournament and then not winning the next one, which I would say was a better start than last year for her, where she was struggling to win titles a little bit above a 500, where she's now got 2 1,000 titles. as great backhand winner from Yastremska up the line, keeping the pressure up on Coco Gauff. And that's her 7th win of the match, Yastremska. So I would say maybe Iga's not looking that vulnerable, but like her season starts actually probably been better than 2023, not as good as 2022 though. But yeah, Gauff is definitely a contender, and I don't think anyone's better at sort of winning matches than her. Or like obviously Iga and Rybakina win a lot, but the way Gauff wins, despite any adversity she faces, and makes herself incredibly difficult to beat, has been so impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think her match at Indian Wells really proved that. I mean, she didn't end up winning, but that was, I think that was a real turning point for her.
Also, that Stuttgart loss to Kostyuk. I mean, how many match points did she force Kostyuk? Did she save before Kostyuk finally finished her off?
I don't even remember.
I think it was 7.
Oh, wow.
Double fault from Gauff at 30 all.
She still has serve problems. That's still a weakness I see in her a lot. Like, you know, I don't, it's kind of amazing that she managed to win the US Open with her serve still not quite at 100%, like where it really should be if she wants to totally dominate. It's amazing she gets through these matches on that.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. I mean, that she's hit 4 double faults this match so far, and now that second serve is really attacked by Yastremska, who then tries to bludgeon her with the forehand, but Gauff gets that backhand in play, and they're trading, and Yastremska goes way long in that backhand. We've got another set point for Coco Gauff for the first time on her own serve. Yeah, the first serve's pretty good. It's the second serve for Gauff that maybe is the problem, but that's what I've noticed. I couldn't tell you why.
Yeah. Well, it's just inconsistent. Her first serve to me is very inconsistent too. Like it's good when it's good, but I just, I know she was working with Roddick on her serve last season.
Yastremska's really moving Gauff around, tries to go back behind, and Gauff just goes over the baseline with the backhand. She gave Yastremska a really short looping ball, and that just gave the Ukrainian a chance to take over the point, and it's another set point saved. Sorry to talk over you there, Isabel.
No, it's okay. I'm not where you are, so.
Well, you'll get to see it, but yeah, that was a very tentative set point from Coco Gauff. So we see where this one goes. Forehand. Oh my word! Yeah, there's 10 fingers trying to go again, well over the baseline. It was almost at the backboard, and it's advantage to Gauff. Her team kind of clapping her on. Looks like her mum's here in the crowd. Advantage again to the American. We have a 4th set point. Can Gauff finish this off? First serve long. Second serve for Gauff. What we're going to get? What kind of second serve are we going to get here? Double fault. Again. That was yeah. What I would love to have someone like Jack or Vanch or Bianca on to talk about sort of what the problem is, because they understand it a bit better.
Yeah, they do.
Not that I'm not saying that you don't know what you're talking about, but I think
no, I don't though. I mean, if you really think about it, I come at everything, you know, as a fan, from a fan perspective. I did not play enough tennis to really understand the fundamentals. So yeah, I can't speak to her serve.
Thanks for the update, Sean, for Shelton's Bagel, Coco's tour bestie. It's breakpoint Yastremska, who forces an error from Gauff. That's a really awkward serve from Gauff, who forces Yastremska to kind of improvise. Drop shot from Gauff. Yastremska's going to get to it, slices it into the net, misses the breakpoint opportunity. She kind of dug herself back into that point with a really forced improvised backhand that just landed in the court. But she'll be frustrated to do better at running down that drop shot. And Gauff's not played that played that shot many times, but the 2 times she's played the drop shot, Yastremska struggled to deal with it. But probably shouldn't play that too often. Oh, but that returns generates a +1 error from Gauff, and it's another break point for Yastremska. Not ideal. What point are you at, by the way, Isabel?
I am at the 4th set point.
Ah. Now you see what I mean. Like, yeah, she kind of gave Yastremska a bit of an in on that one.
Yeah.
Gauff serves. Second serve and the oh no. There was a first serve because the first serve is just missed. So it's a second serve for real this time. I think there was a let before. And it's another double fault. Break point down. Yastremska's got both breaks back. And Gauff could have won this set in 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, we're back on serve.
This is who do you think is more the reason for this? Is it Yastremska just pushing and changing up the way in which she's winning, or is it Gauff falling apart? Let us know in the comments.
I mean, look, the comments are very sort of clearly upset that we're rating Gauff in any way, shape, or form. I would say that it is mainly on Gauff that she's in this situation because she's not adapted well to Yastremska not spraying errors as much. She was getting through that match on like up to that point in just basically letting Yastremska make errors. Yastremska stopped hitting as many errors, stabilized a little bit. Like she's still hitting some crazy shots way long. But unfortunately, for Gauff is that she's not adapted to that. And so she's trying to hit through. And I think Yastremska's putting on a little bit of pressure. I think there is a little bit of both, but it's 60-40. Gauff not adapting and raising her level to compensate and getting the job done. But I don't want to take anything away from Yastremska because she has raised her level a little bit. But Gauff was far enough ahead that she still should have at least held serve once.
Yeah, people in the comments are not happy that I said that Gauff had a chance against Iga. People are very against that idea. I'm not saying she would win. Like, everybody chill out. I'm not saying she would win. I'm saying she's getting better enough that she could maybe take, like, she could hold her own against Iga, whereas she couldn't before.
Yeah, I think she's better able to hold her own against Iga. I mean, even if you look comparing the French Open matches they've played in the last 2 years.
Thank you, Sean. I definitely did jinx it. Go ahead, Nick.
Like that French Open final they played was so one-sided. That quarterfinal they played was more of a contest.
Yeah, and also that French Open final was a long time ago. She's a very different player now. I'm just people in the comments like chill out.
What Gauff's done to make more steps? Yeah, I could see her playing a couple of competitive sets with Iga.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't predict. Look, I wouldn't predict anyone to beat Iga on clay, even Rebecca, who beat her last week.
Yeah, I still think Iga will win, or at least get to the final of the French. I think Coco is strong enough to make a good impression there, and Iga, I've noticed, gets a little more shaken up now in matches when people pose threats against her. So I think she could get shaken up for a moment, for a split second in a match against Coco. That's all. She'll still win.
She can get shaken up against anyone, and she lost concentration against Wong when she was 6-1 3-love up, and it ends up being a 6-4 second set. So I guess, if Iga loses concentration a bit, that's where people find their way in. By the way, it's love 15. They're replaying the point because there was a disputed call that was called out in error. Yastremska had to play on it, and so they're replaying it. It's love 15. Gauff is once again 3 points away. How many times have I said this now? 3 points away from the set. 5-love up. Had 5 set points. Coco Gauff. It's First forehand in play from Gauff. The backhand up the line from Yastremska. Forehand cross court from Gauff. That's much better on the forehand. Forces the error from Yastremska. That's the kind of thing that was happening before, where she was putting the forehand with topspin into Yastremska's forehand wing and forcing her to run for it. And Yastremska wasn't coping with it well, and it's love 30. Shauna saying Gauff's mental strength and defense is elite, but she has problems in her game. Probably true. I'd say, yeah, there's very few in terms of defense and mental strength. And she's probably the quickest tennis player out there in terms of raw speed. Shov's gone long on the first serve, by the way. Second serve at love 30 for the Ukrainian. Gets into position, serves, backhand from Gauff up the line, backhand Yastremska, backhand Gauff cross court. They're trading up the line, and Yastremska goes up the line, forces the error from Gauff. That backhand was too good. It forces the error, and it's 15-30. And Yastremska's on the board in this service game. I appreciate you can't necessarily react to what's happening right now, but we can have a good tennis conversation.
I look forward to whatever it is you're talking about.
Makes me sound like some kind of prophet. For instance, I could foresee that Yastremska just hit another serve that's almost hit the baseline. 15-30, second serve for Yastremska. At least she's not double faulting as much as Gauff, who, first gets return in play. Backhand up line from Yastremska. Gauff gets the forehand right to Yastremska, who tries to go inside out on the forehand. Didn't really have the play on that to hit the shot through properly. It's 15-14. She's shouting at her. She's shouting herself, frustrated. It's 15-40. It is a 6th set point for Coco Gauff. Sorry, 5th. I thought it was 6th. Anyway, it says 5th on the screen. I'm sure we've already had 5. But anyway, Yastremska gets the first serve in play. No, it's just missed. It's called long. No, it was a let. It was a let. That's why she's picking up a new ball from the ball kid. Now it's a new first serve. Again, Gauff gets a play on the return. Forehand from Yastremska. Backhand Gauff to the Yastremska backhand. Really short. Gauff's going to loop the forehand just in. Yastremska's going to hit it awkwardly. Shot from Gauff. Tries to go for the drop shot. It wasn't a great drop shot because it hit the service line. But Yastremska hits into the net running forward. And Gauff finally gets the set. And kind of shows what I was expecting before. Like I was expecting Gauff to raise her level to compensate for Yastremska falling apart a bit. Or like Yastremska stabilizing things, but she did that at 5-4 instead of 5-1.
I'm still not at this set
Still
point
not
yet.
I tell you what. Well, as someone who's admiring, are you aware that Gauff has a chance of being world number 2 at the end of Madrid?
No, I've really been out of touch.
So here's how the life. So I worked with that before. So as Yastremska is going off court, so we can talk about this a bit. So here's the situation. There are 3 players who could be world number 2 at the end of Madrid. Rybakina has to win it, but even that is no longer mathematically possible if Gauff wins this match. If Gauff wins this match, then Rybakina cannot be world number 2, and it's a straight fight between Gauff and Sabalenka.
Oh.
Now, Sabalenka is currently 345 points, something like that, behind Gauff in the live ranking because of all the points she's losing from last year. So the only way that Sabalenka has a chance of keeping her number 2 ranking is she makes the quarterfinals. If Sabalenka loses before the quarterfinals, Gauff will be the world number 2.
And what do we think the chances are of Sabalenka making it that far?
Well, Sabalenka's got Robin Montgomery tomorrow. That's going to depend on how brave Montgomery is. She did a good comeback against Katie Bolter in round 2. If Montgomery decides that the world number 2 on the other side doesn't scare her and really goes for it and it works, she could pull off the upset. That's a bigger if. The more likely scenario is that Aryna Sabalenka plays Danielle Collins in the round of 16.
Oh.
That's where I think Sabalenka's big danger is.
Oh yeah, I mean, hasn't Danielle won like 14 matches in a row or something like that?
Yeah. She kind of, really had to battle through the last one as well, but she's kind of, she doesn't want to stop winning at this point. And I'd say which of those two is coming into this with more confidence? Collins.
Collins, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
She I think has like the story of the year thus far, and we're still like, we still have 3 slams to go this season. So, but she's definitely taken story of the year for me. So yeah, she definitely has more confidence going in, especially since Sabalenka is still, I think, a little bit rocked by personal things going on for her, which I think definitely has affected her game a little bit.
It's the only explanation we can think of anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if Sabalenka makes the quarters, then it's a straight fight. Because if Gauff matches that, it's literally going to come down to, because of the way the points gap works, whoever gets further gets world number 2. They are in opposite halves of the draw. If somehow Egan and Rybakina fall apart, you could have a Gauff versus Sabalenka final. Winner gets world number 2.
So it's on.
It's kind of on. Again, so yeah, if they both make the quarters, even if Gauff makes the last 16, actually, if Sabalenka lost in the quarters and Gauff lost in the last 16, Gauff would still overtake.
Okay.
So mathematically right now, look, if Sabalenka locks down, she can still retain it, but it's going to be very, very tight.
Okay.
There you go. Gauff could be world number 2. After
I don't know if that would further my argument for her, but I don't know. We'll see. That would be cool. That would be her highest
that would be her career high
ranking. Yeah. Cool.
And there's only one place further to go from there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like it would be tough to overtake Iga in that position, though. Like, I'll give her that.
As things currently stand, yes, I think you'd have to have Iga crashing out the French Open in the first round for that to be a realistic prospect.
Yeah.
Not impossible. Weirder things have happened. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had previous Roland Garros dominant force Enan crashing out of Roland in the early rounds a couple of times in the past.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to see much of any tennis at the end. By the time the French Open starts onward, I don't think I'll be watching much, which was really sad.
You're going to be at work.
I'm going to be working, yeah. And once Wimbledon is on, I'm going to be working in a pretty remote area. I don't even know that I will have internet.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know that I'll even be able to watch like Saturday matches, which is going to be pretty depressing for me.
I'll be like, oh no, I just missed out on all this.
Yeah. So I don't know how much of the rest of the season I'll get to see, but.
Hey, Roland US Open night sessions, right?
Yeah, I think the US Open, I should be back in time for that. Because I think that's like the end of August, early September. So yeah, I should be back in time for that. I might even be in New York again for that. I don't know if I'll go because it was a good experience getting to be there, but it put a real dent in my credit card. So I don't know if I can do it a second time.
I heard things about US Open prices.
I mean, it was kind of worth it because like I was there and I thought, I want to experience this. So like, it's fine. But yeah, having the grounds pass wasn't really as worth it as it is at like Wimbledon. And if you really want to see the good matches, you have to spend a lot of money to go to the big stadiums. So.
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, you always have to like buy your tickets super early to get a decent price and just hope that it's a good play. It's a good match, right?
Yeah, and I kind of got unlucky. I didn't really see any fantastic matches. Like they were all straight sets. I watched Coco, beat Ostapenko pretty easily. Novak beat Fritz pretty easily. Like it was all just straight sets, hour and a half, nothing crazy, no real great points. And it was cool seeing all these people in person. Like again, like the experience was great, but ultimately, like it wasn't Wimbledon,
Yeah.
it couldn't top that.
I know what you mean. Like, yeah, the experiences are very, very different.
Yeah. And much more like communal too at Wimbledon, I felt. Like even at the US Open, even though I know that there were a lot of actual tennis fans there, it also felt like people kind of just going for the sake of going.
Yeah. That's why Indian Wells appeals to me more than the US Open if I was to do a US tournament. By the way, we're at 30 love. The second set's underway. Gauff's serving at 30 love, having somehow scraped that set she was very much in control of. Forehand cross court to the forehand of Yastremska. Gauff gets the forehand inside out, puts it in the net, 30-15. Should stop commentating, really.
Someone in the comments is saying, I think Collins is one of the favorites for the US Open. I would love for that to be true. That would be monumental. So I really hope you're right about that. Let's start manifesting that together.
I'm here for it.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely.
It's too early to say favorites, but I think Indian Wells and Miami do give you a good indication of who's in the mix. And I would love it if Collins was there, and I think she has a good opportunity of getting herself that, which is weird when you think about the fact she's actually not performed that well at the US Open in the past.
Yeah. I think we'll know more after Cincinnati.
Yes. We always know more after Cincinnati. As Gauff finishes that point with a sort of awkward backhand overhead that drops far enough away from Yastremska that she can't reach, and it's 1-love already in this set. Gauff holds. Yeah, I'm up here. Yeah, I am interested to see how far Collins gets in Madrid, actually.
Is she still in it?
Collins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she beat Danilovic last night.
Oh, okay.
Really close match. Like she was a set and almost 2 breaks down. Fought back, got it 10-8 in a deciding set tiebreak. She had like 5 match points. So she's got through that. And we were talking about her potentially playing Sabalenka in the last 16.
Yes.
I don't know how far she's going to go in Madrid. I get the feeling she's not going to be as comfortable here as she was in the US. But I could see her making the semis, and then we see what happens from there. It's all very much then dependent on like Rybakina and then Świątek. I don't know if the crowd were. I think the crowd were just Sean. I think the crowd were just fired up in general in that match because Collins was in full come on mode. As we've got love 15 on the Yastremska serve, and Gauff is scrambling everything back. The Ukrainian's throwing at her, but she can't run down that forehand, and it's 15-all. Yastremska's not even bothering to correct the fact that her necklace is now all the way around the other side of her around the other side of her. I don't understand why tennis players play with jewelry, to be honest.
I was talking about this with my mom recently too. The jewelry and the nails, the press-on nails. I don't understand how they do it either, but I just think women are so cool because they can play this level of tennis with all this jewelry and these long press-on nails at the same time, and I'm just like, women are great. Like they can do anything.
The nails impress me more because I find the jewelry irritating because like I see guys playing with that as well, like particularly necklaces, like these big heavy crucifixes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you doing that? That would just annoy me so much. Like just having that waggling around while I'm moving. The nails, like, whoa, like how do you grip the racket? I mean,
I have no idea.
how do you grip anything with those kind of nails?
Like, I can't even wear my glasses when I'm at the gym. Like, just so I don't know how they do it.
By the way, it's 30-40. She's also saved one break point already. So let's see if she saves another one. The first serve is clearly wide, trying to go up the tee. So Gauff's trying to get an early break here in the second set. Yastremska, safe second serve. Gauff backhand into play. Just the drop shot with that wasn't even a drop shot. That's over the service line. I don't know what that was. Yastremska's coming in. Gauff's going to lob Yastremska. It works. Yastremska's going to have to improvise it. Gauff gets to it because it somehow lands in court, gets the overhead. Yastremska hits it, but again, she's kind of crouched, trying to shove it forward like this, and it ends up way out of court. Gauff breaks 2-love. That was a very odd point. You'll probably enjoy it when you get there. Saul absolutely loving all the Coco action. And yeah, it's very clear that despite some of the criticisms we may have had, she is the better player in this match today. I don't know how controversial that is. Like, even up to the point that you've been watching, Isabel, you've probably got a feel for how it's going, right?
Like, for the most part, it feels a little, I mean, a little all over the place, right? Like, that first set was kind of surprising. I mean, this is the thing about tennis, isn't it? Like, you can make a prediction and then be wrong in the next 5 minutes. So it would be interesting. I'm finally at that break point, by the way. So like that, the second set could be, you know, a scorcher for Coco, or it could go the exact same way as the first set. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't think she's playing at her best level right now. No. That's for sure. It's double faults again. It's love 15. Oh my God. How many is that? Like 6 or 7?
It's a few.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines, yeah. By the way, if you're interested in kind of news from around the grounds, Haddad Maia is set up against Navarro. It's 2-all in the second. In the men's matches, it looks like it might be going 3 between Jarry and Kaboli. It's already in a third, 4-all between Bautista Agut and Khachanov. It's in a third between Dimitrov and Mensik. And if you want some good Canadian news, Felix bageled Adrian Manarino on his way to a straight set win.
Wow. That's unusual. Talk about unusual score lines for him.
Yeah, 6-4, 6-4.
I mean, I'm surprised to hear that he won a match at all, let alone, you know, bageling it.
He's slowly getting his mojo back, is Felix.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Oh no, never get your hopes up with Felix.
Yeah, Canadian tennis has really taken a dive. We were doing so well. You know, we just had so many superstars come slamming out of the gate, and now they're all just tanking, and it's really depressing.
Layla did all right earlier. I mean, okay, she lost to Ons, but actually she lost from a breakup in the third twice. But it was a very, very competitive match, and it was quite fun to watch.
Oh, she still plays well, and she can still play very competitively, but she has not matched the level that she had at the U.S. Open final.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think French Open 2022, she was showing it until she got in.
Yeah. Canadian tennis has really disappointed me in the last few years, so hopefully Felix can bring it back.
Do we have, Chapeau maybe? He's back in the game.
Is he?
Okay, maybe not. He's as back in the game as he ever was. Is there any young Canadian youngsters coming through? I think I've heard rumours.
I think I've heard rumors, but I can't recall anyone's names. If anyone in the comments knows, please let us know. But no, I can't think of any. I'm sure there are some still in juniors that are going to come up and be great. But no one on the tour right now.
Hey, you had your moment. It was way too and you still could.
I know that you understand, because as a nation you went through the same thing with Emma.
Yes. Yes.
Except that Emma is at least trying to climb back. Bianca, I don't even know where she is. I don't know what she's up to.
Bianca's saying she's back in training and is talking about trying to come back for RG.
Interesting. Okay, well, we'll see.
We're into a forehand rally, by the way. Forehand to forehand. Yastremska goes for the inside-out backhand. Gauff slices the forehand. Yastremska's come in behind that. Just about gets the volley over the net and then finishes that off. But it looks like Yastremska's gone along with the forehand. And Gauff strides the change of ends 3-love up. But we were here last set, albeit this 3-love feels a bit more hard fought than the 3-love in the first set was, where Coco was barely dropping points at that point in the match. Yeah, Canadian tennis is look, Canadian tennis is kind of like, British tennis is in a similar place where we've got a few names, like one of whom like has won a slam, and then the others are kind of fairly decent when they are on, but that's not very often. Thinking about Norrie, Evans, Bolter showing promise, but she's probably going to be sort of similar to Layla. And in terms of maybe peak, maybe not, but peak ranking rather than the peak level. And then Draper is a kind of, injury prone and keeps her catch. So absolutely loving the support for Coco here. Seems unfair we don't have any Yastremska fans in the chat, but we've got some Coco fans on stream as well. Really big admirer for Coco.
Hey, we gained another subscriber.
Hey, thank you for joining us.
Whoever you are, we're only 6 away from 8,000 subscribers.
So close. Come on, if there's any more people who aren't subscribed yet, please do. We'd love to hit that milestone on this stream. Be even funnier with the producer being away. Backhand from Yastremska cross court. Gauff runs it down, gets that back in play again, showing her excellent defense and making Yastremska wait to play one more shot, which she puts in the net, and it's love 15. And it's kind of fallen back into Yastremska's the one who's going to make the errors first.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going the same way as the first set right now, at least that first part of the first set. So we'll see what happens. Yeah,
if it goes all the way like the first set, this could be a very frustrating experience if you're a Coco Gauff fan.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I'm actually waiting to see if I sent an article into Popcorn, but I know that the editors are very busy there. But I have sent in an article basically saying, stop saying Coco's not at the same level as Iga, Arena, and Elena. If you've seen the stats.
I look forward to reading that. I'll feel validated.
Although having said
in my
that,
earlier comments.
Although having said that, it's now very out of date because I sent that in after Miami. And obviously Coco's now played
still relevant. I think it's still a relevant point.
Yeah, the exact stats are wrong, but the overall point still stands. The trend still matches, and that's a great backhand winner up the line from Coco Gauff on the stretch. That's a Coco Gauff special. Best shot she's hit all match, 30-all. And like we were saying, Coco Gauff is comfortably winning this, despite nowhere near being her best.
Yeah.
What's a Coco Gauff match that you've thought of that you've watched where you thought this woman's unstoppable? Or maybe like along those lines, not literally that, but along those lines of, oh my word, this level, like she's blowing this person away, or so much better. Maybe not blowing away, basically clear level above.
I am gonna look really quickly on who she ran into on her U.S. Open run.
Oh, the US Open run was fun because she although she did drop a fair few sets in that run. I'd always tend to look at the Cincinnati run because I
just need to think back to last season.
The only person who took a set off Gauff in Cincinnati was Iga. By the way, Gauff has broken again for love.
I don't know that I had a moment where I thought this, this woman is unstoppable.
Or like clear level above or whatever. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Because, when before the US Open even started, it was after Cincinnati. That was when I did my draw and I picked Coco to win. And I hadn't even watched most of Cincinnati. I was just like, I'm going with my heart. Like, I just want her to win so bad. And I just went with my heart with that one. But I think it was sometime in the middle of the tournament. I remember I watched her first round. I think it was maybe against Wozniacki, where I started to think like, this could really actually happen. And even though Wozniacki got a set off of her in that match, I don't really know what it is I saw. It was more just a feeling. Like I can't speak to anything technical that made me think like she is now at a level above other people. It was just a gut feeling I had where I was just like, I think I'm really going to see her win. And then obviously during the final, I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I was checking in periodically and I kept thinking like something is brewing, like something's happening. And I just kind of knew it in my heart that like, this was going to be a moment. So I can't speak to something really specifically, but it was just a gut feeling after Cincinnati.
I love it. I'll come back to that in a minute. Like Gauff's just hit a nice forehand inside out rather, winner to get to 15-30 as Yastremska's been putting under pressure in this game, in the service games. Gauff's trying to get to 5-love again in the second set. Like that US Open run, I had very similar feelings to you. Maybe not quite as emotionally involved, but I did have a gut feeling that this could be Gauff's moment. The way she was playing that North American hardcourt swing, finally beating Iga, and then coming through and gritting her way through all those matches. And I was like, this feels like it might be her time. As Yastremska goes back behind Gauff for a winner, and it's 15-40. And it's so Gauff's under a bit of pressure in the service game for Yastremska to get one of these breaks back. Like some people are saying in the chat, by the way, Gauff Ostapenko, and that's actually a good shout because Gauff absolutely crushed Ostapenko.
Yes, I was there for that one. Yeah, I was in the stands. Yes, I was in the stands for that one. It was. I expected it to be a little more competitive because it's Ostapenko. Like, come on.
I would expect that score to be the other way around in some ways, given how if Ostapenko was in full flow, right?
Yeah. With that one, since I was pretty far away from, I was really up in the nosebleeds, so I couldn't see as closely as I can when I'm watching television. So I couldn't really tell what the problem was with Ostapenko in that match or what Coco was doing that was so dominant. But I do remember being like, that was weird. Like, I don't see her crush people very often at that point. I didn't see it. So after that. Oh, what happened?
Backhand winner right in the corner, cross court from Yastremska to break. One of the breaks has been retrieved. It's 4-1. Great rally from Yastremska, just keeping Gauff under pressure and then pinpoint power from the Ukrainian on the backhand, making the second set kind of competitive and getting on the board. Shauna, thanks for the stat on the Gauff being the highest break percentage returner this year. That's an incredible stat. Yeah, I think she's probably the best returner right now. I'm surprised Iga's break stats are not as high as they used to be. But at the minute, Gauff, you don't want to be having Gauff at the other end when trying to serve. As Yastremska's found, because I think Yastremska's only held twice in this whole match so far. Which is impressive. So Gauff definitely deserves a lot of points than she's getting. And hey, she's getting herself like another match away from a decent foothold on world number 2. How conflicted will you be if Coco has to play Ons? Because that's on in this section of the draw, quarterfinal.
I wouldn't be conflicted at
Oh,
all.
you're not an Ons person.
Are you kidding me? Coco is mine. Like,
Okay.
not that I don't have anything against Ons. I love Ons, but if she's playing Coco, I'm supporting Coco. Like, that's
I know
no
what you mean.
question.
Yeah, there are players who I'm like, I love them, but if they're playing this person, then no chance.
No, yeah. If she were playing Rybakina or Collins, I would feel conflicted because I also have similar feelings for both of them. But Ons, sorry, Ons, no. Do you think she has a chance against Ons if they meet?
Yes, 100%. I think especially the way it is. Like, also Ons is pretty patchy as well. It could be quite a scrappy match.
Yeah, it is. She's one of those players that when she loses, it is really heartbreaking.
Just want to say, to producer John, Gauff's actually played the same amount of tournaments as Rybakina and Sabalenka since Wimbledon last year.
I love that you know that.
I did the research for the piece.
Right off the top of your head.
For the piece. Like, she's been at the same tournaments pretty much.
Okay.
I think since she did Washington, she did a couple of others. Since Wimbledon. 2024. If we do 2024, the stats are very different. It's Iga and Elena way out in front. Oh, great improvised forehand from Coco Gauff, who then gets the overhead to finish it 15-30. Big result. Big overhead for Gauff, who's going to try and reinstate the double break. Try and get herself a bakery product here.
Oh, we're just 5 subs away from 8,000.
Come on.
A few minutes to go, we were 6.
Come on, we can get there. Maybe we keep streaming long enough. Oh, yeah, as Yastremska tries to go for a +1 inside-out backhand, puts it in the tram line, 15-40. Gauff's got points to reinstate the double break. And Yastremska's looking very frustrated right now. Oh, we have an upset.
We have an upset.
Taken out Grigor Dimitrov.
Oh.
As Gauff tries to go for the passing shot, having run down Yastremska drop shot, but Yastremska's there and puts it away and saves the first break point. But yeah, the young Jakub Menšik has just saved. It has just beaten Grigor Dimitrov. So that's going to be interesting. Also, somehow Haddad Maia and Emma Navarro have only played like a couple of games since I last checked on that one. Does not surprise me the way those two play.
Yeah.
I should focus on this match, shouldn't I? It's 30-40. Second serve for Yastremska.
It's so fun to look at other matches, though. It's hard when they're all going on at the same time.
I do. That's what I spend a lot of slams doing. As Yastremska's double faulted, game Gauff 5-1. Gauff's now serving for the match.
Yeah, I mean, the real ones know that when there's a tournament on, you've got one match on the television, one going on the computer, and one going on your phone. Like, that's just the way it is.
See, I had 7 screens. I managed to get 7 screens during Wimbledon.
Wow.
Yeah. I have, because I've got like I have an old laptop that I barely use. So I was like, we
got another subscriber. We're at 4 away.
Woo! Come on.
4 away. Let's do it. Let's get to 8K. I'm getting hyped.
I'm enjoying seeing all these Coco Gauff fans coming to join us. I'm assuming you're Coco Gauff fans. If you're Dayana fans, you're also welcome.
I love the phrase in the comments being said, "Oh my Gauff." I do appreciate it. I will be saying it.
Someone needs to mix that. There's a pop song I'm thinking of from like 10 years ago or whatever. Anyway, so first serve from Gauff at 15 love, having served an ace to get the first point on the board. Pressure from Yastremska is not enough as Gauff's challenging a call by the look of it. Hey, Wendy, good to have you on board. Glad it's good and you appreciate it. Yeah, as Yastremska's gone wide with the backhand. It's 30 love. Gauff is 2 points away from this match. I think we're going to have some very excited people like Saul, Wendy, and probably also Isabel if Gauff can close this out, which she seems very close to because it's an unreturnable serve. 40 love. The body serve has been working well for her throughout this match. Gauff needed 5 set points. Can she get this on her first match point? Serves long on the first serve. This is not a good time to double fault, Coco. Just getting that out there now. Second serve for Coco Gauff. Short. Yastremska overhits the forehand, completely shanks it. It ends up almost in the umpire's chair. And it's game, set, and match to Coco Gauff, who is into the round of 32 at Madrid. No, round of 16 in Madrid. This is the round of 32. Otherwise, she wouldn't be playing the 31st seed. But yes, her team are all high-fiving each other. Absolutely loving it. Wow. Go Coco.
Here we go.
Yeah. Shauna saying Kerber won 3 majors without the serve. So Gauff can win several with the game that she's got.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not wrong. And I would argue Gauff got a better chance because she's way more consistent than Kerber. I do not know. Kerber seemed to work out a way of peaking for majors. She was a bit like Stan on the men's side. Yeah, well done, Coco Gauff, as Yastremska is being escorted off court by someone who looks like he's supposed to be guarding the president.
She is precious cargo.
I mean, look, Yastremska when she's on is absolutely awesome for tennis. She just wasn't on today.
I see. Well, since we're only 4 subscribers away from 8K, let's just look real quick at what's coming in this tournament now that Coco is through her round.
Yep.
Okay, tomorrow, or in the morning, I suppose, at 2 o'clock in the morning for me, Rybakina is playing against Sheriff. Do you know anything about Sheriff?
Maya Sharif.
Sharif,
yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah, she made the Madrid quarters last year, I think. Lost to Sabalenka.
Okay.
But that's like the peak result of her career. She has a 250 title. She beat Sakari in I might have been Monastir or somewhere like that, but like that was it was a small clay court 250 that Sakari was like the top seed finals and lost in the final to Sharif. She's a very gritty player, sort of that Haddad Maya mold, likes to grind things out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Egyptian as well.
We also have Andreeva and Wondrusova tomorrow.
That could be very interesting.
Yeah, that could be very interesting. Because
Vondrushova likes to disrupt, and I think Andreeva gets through matches by sort of being quite solid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering how she's going to do by being forced to improvise.
Okay. We also have Garcia and Paolini tomorrow, who I've been hearing a lot of good things about.
Yeah, obviously Dubai champion this year, Paolini. Big fighter, could basically gets everything, just fights for every point. With how on and off Garcia is, I could see I think Paolini's probably the favorite and is higher ranked at the minute.
Interesting. Okay. You're right. She is. I think she's at number 12.
Mm-hmm. 12th seed. I think she's 13 in the world.
Yeah.
Because Mukova's missing at the minute. And actually won't be playing French, unfortunately.
She's not playing the French.
No, she's not on the entry list. She's still recovering from the op that she had. So
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, her ranking's going to take a big hit after that.
See. Okay.
So not defending the forehand, the French Open final. By the way, Gauff is playing Keys next.
Oh wow, that'll be fun. I do love them together. Sorry?
I make Gauff the favorite for that.
Yeah, probably. Keys, maybe not really that strong on clay. If it were on hard court, I might give a slight edge, or at least no. Actually, I wouldn't. I would still say Coco would win, but I would think that Madison could get a set. But on clay, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Coco. But I love seeing Madison Keys play well.
I do wonder how that US Open final would have gone if Keys had got done against Sabalenka. Like, that crowd would have been crazy.
That was a heartbreaker when Keys lost. And I remember watching that match. I was so tense and I was so angry when she lost because it kind of came out of nowhere, right? Like she hadn't really played that well in Cincinnati. And then all of a sudden she was in like the semifinals. It was really shocking. Oh, I would have loved to see that. Ugh, devastating. She may have even beaten Coco in the final if she had made it.
I feel like it was Coco's time.
I don't know. I think it could have. I think it could have gone down.
I do feel like Keys has been very unfortunate with the Keys been very unfortunate with the slam runs that she's had, who she's run into.
Yeah.
Apart from, I mean, she didn't help herself in that US Open final she did play, but Sloane was something else that tournament.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah.
We also have, sorry, go ahead.
So Karen Khachanova's match point against Roberto Bautista Agut 6-5 in the decider. But go on, what else have we got to look forward to?
Ons Jabeur and Ostapenko.
Yes. So the winner of Gauff Keys plays Jabeur Ostapenko in the quarters. Oh.
What?
Such a good section of the draw.
Yeah, it is a good section.
You've got 4 Grand Slam finalists, including 2 people who actually won one.
Yeah.
All
right.
What's Ostapenko at the US Open? Gauff Ostapenko rematch in Madrid could be fun.
True. I'm just having a look at the men's side. I did hear that. Oh, that's interesting. Tsitsipas lost today.
Oh, did you not hear about that?
No, I didn't. I've really been out of the loop. I'm just getting back into the flow. Yeah, he lost to Monteiro.
Yeah, Thiago Monteiro, who is the one 118, I think, 118. Monteiro played the match of his life. It was one of the underdog wins where, like, yeah, Tsitsipas didn't play that bad. Monteiro came out and just started smacking the ball. He's like, yeah, like he came out and he was like, this is good. This is my moment. I'm taking this.
That's very surprising for Stefanos, though, because I mean, this is his surface. He's having a great start to the clay season after not really having a great start anywhere else. That's very surprising to me.
Madrid's not necessarily been super kind to him over the years.
No, but I feel like he was on a little bit of a comeback. You know, winning in Monte Carlo and making the final in Barcelona. Like it going out this early is just kind of shocking. You know, after that run up, or at least not him going out to somebody ranked so far below him is.
It is a big surprise. Yes, we would expect him to do better.
Yeah,
there is no doubt about that. I wouldn't press the panic button for him yet, though.
I don't even have one for him anymore.
I was gonna say, like, you probably can't hit the panic button soon enough, but.
All right. Some other good matches coming up on the men's side. We've got Rublev and Davidovich Fokina.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of the battle of the field, like the people everyone loves.
Yeah. Who else do we have?
It's actually a very good lineup of the men's side. Actually, there's I'd say every
Yeah.
single men's. I don't often say this. It's very surprising I'm about to say this, but pretty much every men's match tomorrow is probably worth watching.
I think you might be right. We've got Griekspoor and Rune, Baez and Fritz, Herkach and Altmaier, Tommy Paul and Cherundolo, and Shapovalov and Zverev. I don't think they've played each other in a while. Shapo and Zverev.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time that would be. I mean, I don't know when the last. Shapo's been out for so long with injury. It's been a while since he played anyone.
I remember a long time ago, there was a match that the two of them played, and it was such a good match that people were like calling it the next big rivalry. Obviously, that did not come to fruition.
Nope.
But at the time, it was a great match. I cannot remember what tournament it was at or even what year it was, but I think it was early enough for Shapo that he was still like on the rise in his career. So that'll be interesting. I'm always interested to see where Shapo is. Because he's so inconsistent.
Yes.
It's all tomorrow.
Well, we've got Alcaraz Stropoth Field on Talking Tennis tomorrow.
Yes. At 7 a.m. Pacific Coast time.
I just turn it on and listen to it in the background.
Coming up the day after, we also have Medvedev and Korda. I think that would be fun. They played each other in Australia, I think.
The old one.
Last year, yes. And Korda beat Medvedev, which was very surprising. That I swear that could have been Korda's year if he hadn't gotten himself injured.
And also if he didn't big himself up so much.
If he didn't what?
If he didn't big himself up so much. He vastly overestimated himself last year. But anyway, some of the comments he was saying.
He was on the rise at the Australian. I swear he was doing so well. He had some great matches, and then something happened to his wrist, and he's never come back.
He got to the Queen's Club final, lost to Alcaraz, and then he and everyone else declared him a contender for Wimbledon, and that just didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I to a certain point, you have to have the confidence that you can do it, right?
Yeah.
But also, yes, it was a bit of a joke. Well, those are the matches I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean,
in the coming weekend.
What are your thoughts on the Nadal result? He beat de Minaur.
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Really?
No, I'm not surprised. It's de Minaur on clay. Like, what are we even talking about?
Am I frozen?
You are frozen, but I can still hear you.
Well, that's good to know. But at least we've got a weird. You get this expression from my face. Welcome to Talking Technical Difficulties. Yeah. By the way, in terms of matches that's happening right now, Cobley and Jarry into a deciding set. But more importantly, I think a match that a lot of people are looking forward to. Oh, Haddad Meyer's got the job done against Navarro, so all the women's matches are now done for the day. Cameron Norrie is now underway against João Fonseca.
I think Rude is playing later.
Is it? Yes, he is.
Yeah. Against
Kecmanovic.
Thank you. You're much more up to date with the pronunciations.
I don't know about that. Ask Damien. He was telling me off for how I was pronouncing Sarah Bayek. She doesn't have a thing on the WTA site.
So it's not your fault.
Yeah, like I heard a commentator call her Bayek, and that's how I thought it was. So until she tells me otherwise. Yeah, but anyway, yes, Kecmanovic is through. By the way, Shelton demolished Mahac 6-love 6-2.
I'm interested to see how he fares on clay.
Yes, I am too. Well, he won Houston, and he seems to be carrying on that form pretty well in Madrid, so that's good for him. I'm going to turn my camera off and then back on again, see if that does a thing.
Okay.
No.
No, we're still okay. Well, maybe we can wrap it up since we don't, you don't look so good.
I've seen worse. I've seen worse.
Okay. Well, this has been fun. It was an interesting match to come in and be a part of. Thank you to all our subscribers. We're only 4 people away from reaching 8,000. If you know anyone who is not currently subscribed, please send our page to them and force them to subscribe to our channel. That's what I'm doing to my friends lately. I hope to see you all here tomorrow for the Carlos match. I will not be awake, sadly, but I wish you all the best of luck. Thanks for tuning in. Nick, anything?
No, all good. I think I think it's been lovely commentating with you again, and I hope to do so again one day, whenever that may be. I appreciate this tennis summer may be difficult for you, but it's always a good time with Isabel.
I enjoy with you as well, Nick.
I'll let you close out if you want. You want to sign off?
All right. Goodbye, all.
See you all.